Paliki-liki. Paliki-liki!
Hello, Exiles. I wasn't planning on making another Path of Exile video this league. To be honest, I thought I'd already be gone. The league just hasn't clicked with me. The mechanic feels disconnected from mapping, progression has felt more like a chore than an adventure, and everything has been watered down to disgusting levels. I'm finding it very hard to get excited about Path of Exile right now. But before I disappear for a while, I wanted to end the league the same way I usually do, by playing something completely ridiculous. Before we get into the Gucci stuff, take a moment to hit the sub button. It costs you nothing, but it means a lot to me. Today we're playing Crab Totems. Is it meta? Absolutely not. Is it practical? Also probably not. But after spending the last few days trying to force myself to enjoy the league, I figured I might as well have some fun before taking a break. The core idea is to use the crustacean's call Primordial Staff. Spells socketed into this weapon are supported by crab totems. The crabs themselves are very poorly designed, and although their AI got improved as mentioned in the patch notes, I can see no real difference. They still suck. They stop moving, they target enemies around you, so it's very problematic when bossing because you have to stand near the boss, leaving you vulnerable to its abilities. They are also very squishy, which is really bad for high-end content. But hey, they are totems after all, and if you treat them like totems instead of minions, you will have much more fun. This is where Arcane Capacitor comes into play. This notable gives us 10% Arcane Surge effect per 200 mana spent in the last 4 seconds, for a maximum of 50%. We gain 20% more spell damage from Arcane Surge with Hierophant, besides the standard buff that it gives. We also gain the buff each time a totem hits an enemy with a spell, which is practically all the time. We gain additional Arcane Surge effect per summon totem with an anoint-only notable called Wood, Stone, and Spell. With 7 totems, this gives us another 70%. Another source of this effect is Kurgel's Gaze for another 40%. So in total, we gain 160% increased Arcane Surge effect, which translates into 52% more spell damage, 52% increased cast speed, and 78% increased mana regeneration rate. You can combine this with Pain Attunement and Righteous Fire if you know what you're doing, for a total of 122% more spell damage, which more than doubles your damage after every other damage calculation is done. Speaking of damage, how do we get our base damage to begin with? Cryogenesis from the Breachlord bloodline lets you gain lightning damage from added damage instead of other damage types if intelligence is higher, which is naturally the case. So we stack a lot of added flat damage of many types from Hypnotic Jewels. Anger's flat damage is also converted to lightning, so it is always worth using. The increased part of the calculation comes from an Elegant Hubris with a lot of nodes that give us spell damage or minion damage, which we convert with Spiritual Aid. We also get some increased lightning damage from a Light of Meaning and Unnatural Instinct combo. We then make a bigger pool of this damage with the Roiling Tempest Keystone and get lucky damage from a Spirit of Fortune Spectre, which also provides us with Wrath. Other specters that can elevate the build are Hulking Miscreation, which buffs constructs, and Pain Artist for Zealotry and a Critical Strike multiplier buff. We are also running a classic Animate Guardian setup with Guardian's Blessing for an extra free aura. Sadly, with the lack of a proper weapon or shield, this build can only scale into the endgame with heavy investment. The biggest problem is survivability. There's no good way to scale our effective hit pool without losing a ton of damage. If you've got any ideas on how to improve the build, leave a comment because I'm sure there are still things I've missed. Feel free to be creative. Even though I don't think crab totems are particularly strong right now, it was still fun trying to make them work. Sometimes that's what Path of Exile is really about for me. Taking something that probably shouldn't work and seeing just how far I can push it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and lets me keep making videos like these. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, Exiles.
Bye. Mine!